Ladies and gentlemen, hold on tight because what I'm about to share isn't just a headline. It's a story that will make you rethink everything you know about African leadership, wealth, and sovereignty. We are witnessing a game-changing moment in Burkina Faso, a nation that's just completed the unimaginable, a $1.1 billion gold revenue in just 3 months. And it's not by luck. It's the result of a deliberate, bold transformation led by Captain Ibrahim Traoré, the youngest president in Africa, who is redefining what it means to use natural wealth for the people. Let's break down this revolution. Over the last few months, Burkina Faso has seen its gold production soar, and the global market is taking notice. Gold prices have surged 27% in 2025 alone, and they're expected to hit $120,000 per kilo by the end of the year. While most countries would be content to watch these numbers from the sidelines, Burkina Faso isn't just watching. They're taking full advantage, and Traoré is leading the charge. So, how did this transformation happen? How did one of the poorest countries in the world, one that's landlocked in West Africa, suddenly find itself generating over $1 billion in gold revenue in just 3 months? And who exactly is benefiting from this revolution? The answer lies in bold leadership, uncompromising nationalism, and a refusal to play by the old colonial rules. When Ibrahim Traoré took office, Burkina Faso's gold mining industry was a murky operation. Foreign companies dominated the market, exploiting local resources, labor, and profits. But Traoré turned the tables. He didn't just take office, he took control. He began enforcing new contracts with foreign miners, taxing undeclared exports, and demanding reinvestment from foreign firms. Gone were the days of corrupt intermediaries siphoning off profits. Under Traoré's leadership, local cooperatives were given legal rights to mine, and the gold was made to serve the people of Burkina Faso first. This wasn't just a policy shift, it was a revolution. The nation began taking back control of its resources. Burkina Faso has now completed a sweep of mining companies that had previously been operating in the country. As of June 12, the country has taken over 5 mining companies. 2 of these were operational and 3 held exploration licenses. These companies, like Waknian Gold SA and Samafobango SA, once held 90% of ownership in the mines, with Burkina Faso only owning a small 10%. Now, Burkina Faso owns 100% of both mines. This quiet yet powerful transformation is not just about the gold, it's about power, sovereignty, and a rethinking of the way Africa's resources are handled. While the world was distracted by headlines about instability, the leadership of Captain Traoré was laying the foundation for something bigger, economic independence. So, how did this all happen so quickly? Well, it starts with bold decisions and a leadership team that wasn't afraid to make enemies. Traoré began by ensuring that every ounce of gold was tracked and taxed, closing the loopholes that allowed wealth to disappear into foreign vaults. His administration introduced the National Gold Registry, monitored exports, and cut ties with exploitative third-party contractors. This meant that Burkina Faso could see the full extent of its gold production, and the money from that gold stayed in the country. And while many critics focused on alleged issues with transparency or authoritarianism, the real story was happening on the ground. The gold was flowing, and it wasn't going into Swiss vaults, it was going straight into the pockets of the people of Burkina Faso. Roads were being repaired. Schools were receiving funding. And most importantly, the local population was beginning to see the benefits of their country's resources. But here's the game changer. Traoré didn't just centralize the wealth, he spread it. While previous regimes hoarded gold revenues in capital cities or elite networks, the current leadership in Burkina Faso made sure that the wealth reached the rural areas. Local governments began receiving a portion of the gold revenue, directly funding projects like water pumps, electrified clinics, and new schools. What was once seen as a resource to exploit for the benefit of outsiders has now become the cornerstone of local development. The most radical part of this new system is the Mine-to-Market initiative, which ensures that communities near gold mines receive dividends from local production. This isn't just about paying for new roads or new schools. This is about making sure that the people directly impacted by mining are also the ones benefiting from it. It's fair. It's equitable. And it's working. What makes this all the more remarkable is the level of transparency that Traoré's government has implemented. Under the previous regimes, gold production was often shrouded in secrecy, with deals done in the back rooms and money funneled out of the country. Now every ounce of gold is accounted for. The government launched a new gold transparency portal, which tracks every ounce of gold produced and exported. This level of accountability is unheard of in West Africa, and it's making it almost impossible for corruption to thrive. But there's more. Traoré has done something that many thought was impossible. He's been able to use gold revenue to fund the country's future. The gold is no longer just a commodity to be extracted and sold, it's an asset that's funding long-term development. Traoré's administration has invested heavily in youth education and empowerment, launching initiatives like the Gold to Growth program, which channels a fixed percentage of gold revenue into youth startups, agribusiness funds, and innovation labs. Traoré knows that for Burkina Faso to thrive in the long term, the next generation must be equipped with the skills to succeed. That's why local mining companies are now required to hire locally, train interns, and build community training centers. The gold is being used to build what comes after mining. And that's what makes this model so sustainable. Unlike other nations that extract minerals and then leave the communities to fend for themselves, Burkina Faso is building a future that's grounded in education, innovation, and local empowerment. The youth are now learning how to build drones, not just how to survive another day. They're dreaming of becoming engineers, not just miners, but the story doesn't stop there. Traoré's vision is regional. He's already in talks with neighboring countries like Mali and Niger to form a gold-backed trade zone. This could revolutionize the way trade is done in West Africa, eliminating dependency on foreign currencies and giving these nations real bargaining power in global markets. And inside Burkina Faso, plans are underway to build the nation's first large-scale gold refinery. No longer will Burkina Faso have to export raw ore only to buy it back at higher prices. They'll control the full value chain, from mine to market. This is how you turn $1.1 billion in gold revenue into $10 billion, and even with all this progress, Traoré's government is looking ahead. They're not satisfied with just the gold boom. They're diversifying their economy, investing in green energy, expanding local manufacturing, and even boosting tourism in historic mining regions. This isn't just a gold rush, it's a gold strategy. Long-term, scalable, sovereign. What makes all of this even more remarkable is that the West didn't see it coming. Western analysts and think tanks had written off Burkina Faso as a collapsing state, too unstable to succeed. They were wrong. They failed to understand that leadership, not aid, is the key to success. Traoré didn't need foreign approval to make these changes. He didn't need to beg for loans or aid. He used his country's own resources to fund his vision, and the results speak for themselves. Now, with $1.1 billion in gold revenue already banked, Burkina Faso is rewriting the narrative. No longer a failed state, but a rising star in Africa's economic landscape. And Traoré isn't stopping here. He's creating a blueprint for Africa's future, one that doesn't rely on foreign handouts, but on African resources benefiting African people first. This is leadership. This is power. And this is what sovereignty looks like. With $1.1 billion in gold revenue, Burkina Faso has already proven that Africa's resources can be harnessed for its own development. And the world is watching closely. If Burkina Faso can do it, why can't other nations follow suit? Why can't other African countries take control of their resources and use them to build their futures? The answer is clear: they can. And they will. As we look ahead, it's clear that this is just the beginning. The gold boom in Burkina Faso is only a stepping stone to something much bigger. A regional gold bloc, an African renaissance, a new era of economic independence. This is the revolution that the world didn't see coming. Ibrahim Traoré is leading Burkina Faso into a future where gold isn't just a resource, it's a tool for liberation, empowerment, and self-sufficiency. And the best part? This revolution isn't just about Burkina Faso. It's about the whole continent. Africa's resources belong to Africa, and with leaders like Traoré, the continent is finally taking what's rightfully theirs. So what's next? Will this gold boom power long-term development, or will foreign powers try to interfere? Will other nations follow Burkina Faso's self-reliance model? One thing's for sure, Traoré's vision is shaking up the global order, and the people are watching closely. If you think this story ends here, think again. This is just the beginning. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates on this groundbreaking journey. The revolution is just getting started.